Hello Zenith women, and welcome to your favorite Sigma female channel. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who can't be controlled. Sigma females walk through life with this energy, and it terrifies narcissists and manipulators. Why? Because for those who thrive on control, deception, and power, meeting someone immune to these tactics is like hitting a brick wall. Studies even show that people who are self-aware and emotionally independent are significantly harder to manipulate. So what happens when a narcissist or manipulator encounters a Sigma female who not only sees through the games, but refuses to play along? Spoiler, it's like watching a magician realize their tricks have been exposed. And trust me, watching a narcissist squirm when they can't get their way, priceless. In this video, we're diving deep into the unique qualities that make Sigma females unshakable and utterly terrifying to narcissists and manipulators. It's not just that they're independent. It's how they can turn the tables in ways their opponents never see coming. Stick around, because the truth bombs in this one might just make you rethink everything you know about strength and resilience. Number 1. Blunt and direct, exposing manipulation on the spot. Sigma females are blunt and direct, and this alone makes narcissists and manipulators uneasy. When it comes to seeing through deceit, they're a step ahead, instinctively recognizing when something feels off. They have no patience for pretenses or manipulative behavior, and the moment they detect it, they call it out. This straightforwardness is terrifying to narcissists, who depend on subtlety and covert tactics to gain control over people. Most individuals might feel pressured to stay polite or avoid confrontation, but Sigma females are different. They'll bring manipulative behavior to light without hesitation. Calling things out as they are, without sugarcoating, puts the manipulator in a highly uncomfortable position. Narcissists and manipulators hate exposure. Their power rests in operating under the radar. They know most people either won't notice the manipulation or won't risk the conflict of addressing it. But a Sigma female's bluntness shatters this security. They see the game for what it is, and when they address it openly, they take away the manipulator's sense of control. It's like being stripped of their invisibility cloak, forced to reveal the selfish or deceptive intentions they tried so hard to hide. In a way, Sigma females refuse to give manipulators any safe space to hide in. Their bluntness acts like a spotlight, exposing behaviors that narcissists and manipulators need to keep hidden to maintain influence. And for the manipulator, this feels like losing control over the narrative. With every direct confrontation, the Sigma signals that she can't be fooled, that she knows exactly what's happening and won't stand for it. This rare clarity and courage to openly call out manipulation is exactly what makes Sigma females such a formidable threat. Narcissists can't handle that level of direct exposure. It's an immediate and undeniable defeat. Number 2. Guarded with their secrets. No ammo for narcissists. Sigma females don't share their secrets easily, and this creates an unsettling barrier for narcissists and manipulators who thrive on knowing others' vulnerabilities. Narcissists gain power by uncovering personal details, using them to build control over someone. They look for any entry point, something they can twist, manipulate, or exploit. But with Sigma females, that entry point doesn't exist. They keep their private lives exactly that, private. Narcissists are left on the outside, frustrated by how little they can actually grasp or manipulate about the Sigma. For a Sigma, this guardedness isn't just about being secretive, it's about self-protection. They understand that personal details are powerful and know the risk of letting the wrong people have access to their inner world. This cautiousness isn't an accident, it's a deliberate choice. They recognize that by limiting what others know, they're also limiting what others can use against them. And for narcissists, this closed door is a dead end. There's no leverage, no personal flaw they can amplify, no insecurity they can weaponize. Every attempt to pry is met with a calm, almost invisible wall that the narcissist simply can't break through. This control over their own narrative adds to a Sigma's power. Without access to their personal thoughts, the narcissist's usual tactics fall flat. Attempts to extract emotional responses or dig up sensitive information become useless. The Sigma's privacy creates a mystery that keeps manipulators at bay, shutting down any avenue they might use to create influence. In the end, this lack of access is infuriating for the narcissist. The Sigma's silence leaves them with nothing to work with, no weak spot to exploit, and no control to cling to. For someone who thrives on knowing, not knowing is the ultimate frustration, and this is exactly where the Sigma holds her ground. Number 3, confidence without vanity. Their self-worth isn't inflated. Sigma females embody a level of confidence that stands apart from the vanity-driven ego narcissists are used to. Narcissists rely on projecting an image, on building a persona that others will admire and validate. But this ego is shallow, easily threatened, and deeply dependent on the approval of others. In contrast, a Sigma's confidence comes from within. It's not built on looks, status, or the need for praise, but rather on a solid sense of self that remains untouched by outside opinions. This is unsettling for narcissists because they can't manipulate or weaken it. To a narcissist, confidence is about creating a facade, a mask to hide their insecurities, while a Sigma's confidence reveals her authenticity. Sigmas don't need to put on a show. They are who they are, regardless of who's watching. This grounded, unaffected self-assurance makes it impossible for a narcissist to play their usual games. Narcissists often test people's confidence by withholding validation, subtly criticizing or even attempting to belittle them to assert control. But when these tactics fail to make an impact, as they do with a Sigma, the narcissist loses their power. A Sigma's confidence is resilient, adaptable, and doesn't waver in the face of criticism. She's not easily offended or shaken by attempts to chip away at her self-esteem. This steady self-assurance is deeply intimidating for narcissists, who are accustomed to people needing validation or approval to feel secure. With Sigmas, there's no neediness to exploit, no insecurity to magnify. Their presence alone can make narcissists feel exposed and inadequate because it highlights the emptiness of their own confidence. A Sigma's quiet strength serves as a reminder of what real self-worth looks like, something a narcissist can't imitate or control. It's this authentic confidence that makes her not just a challenge, but an unsolvable puzzle to the narcissist. Number 4, immune to guilt trips. Narcissists can't twist their emotions. Sigma females are completely unaffected by guilt-tripping tactics. And this is something manipulators struggle to deal with. Narcissists and manipulators rely heavily on making others feel guilty to control their actions and decisions. They play the victim, exaggerate situations, and twist facts to make people feel responsible for their emotions or problems. For most, this tactic works because guilt is a powerful motivator. It can make people act against their own interests just to ease the discomfort. But with Sigma females, this approach hits a brick wall. They see guilt-tripping for what it is and refuse to let it influence them. This isn't because Sigmas lack empathy, they simply don't buy into emotional manipulation. They know the difference between genuine accountability and emotional baiting. When someone tries to guilt-trip a Sigma, she remains calm and unaffected, often seeing right through the ploy. She doesn't absorb the blame or take on responsibility for someone else's emotional state, which strips the manipulator of their power. This refusal to engage with guilt tactics creates a sense of frustration and helplessness for narcissists, who are used to people bending under the pressure of guilt. For the Sigma, resisting guilt-tripping isn't about being cold, it's about self-respect and boundaries. She knows where her responsibility ends and doesn't let anyone blur that line. Manipulators who try to use guilt to steer her choices quickly find out that it won't work. She's clear about her values and decisions, making it impossible for anyone to guilt her into doing something that doesn't align with her sense of self. This level of emotional independence is rare and makes Sigmas intimidating to narcissists who thrive on bending people's emotions to their will. When faced with a Sigma who won't budge, manipulators are left powerless, forced to confront the fact that their usual tricks have no effect on her. Number 5. Laser-focused on energy vampires. Cut off with precision. Sigma females are quick to identify and cut off energy vampires, and this ability is a huge threat to narcissists and manipulators. Energy vampires are those who drain others emotionally, feeding off their time, attention, and emotional energy. Narcissists often act like energy vampires, thriving on the reactions and attention they pull from others. They may disguise it as needing support or attention, but their goal is always to absorb as much energy as they can, leaving others feeling depleted. Most people don't realize it's happening until they're exhausted, but a Sigma female sees it immediately and isn't afraid to end the interaction. This skill comes from a deep understanding of her own energy and boundaries. Sigma females protect their emotional well-being fiercely. They know that some people will latch onto others to satisfy their own emptiness or boost their ego, and they have no tolerance for it. The moment a Sigma senses someone draining her energy without giving anything positive back, she's prepared to walk away. This decisiveness is unsettling to narcissists, who are used to people giving in, sympathizing, or feeling obligated to keep giving their energy. A Sigma's refusal to tolerate this behavior means narcissists lose a potential source of validation and attention. She doesn't get tangled up in their need for drama, compliments, or constant reassurance. Instead, she makes it clear that she's not available for anyone who doesn't respect her boundaries. This detachment and ability to cut ties swiftly isn't about cruelty, it's about self-respect. By drawing a line with energy vampires, she's protecting her well-being and refusing to be used as an emotional outlet. This level of self-preservation is powerful and rare. Narcissists find it deeply intimidating because they thrive on people who overlook their own needs. A Sigma female's strength in recognizing and rejecting these behaviors leaves them with nothing to manipulate or drain, forcing them to look elsewhere. It's a clear message. She values herself too much to let anyone feed off her energy. Number 6. Unshakable self-awareness. Blocking self-doubt manipulation. Sigma females possess a strong sense of self-awareness, and this alone makes it nearly impossible for narcissists to create self-doubt within them. Self-awareness means understanding one's own strengths, weaknesses, values, and emotions. For Sigmas, this deep understanding serves as armor against the manipulative tactics that narcissists use to make others question themselves. Narcissists often manipulate people by subtly planting seeds of doubt, questioning their capabilities, suggesting they're overreacting, or making them second-guess their decisions. But with a Sigma, these attempts fall flat because she knows exactly who she is. Narcissists depend on creating confusion and eroding self-confidence to gain control over others. They might frame criticism as just being honest, or pretend they're only trying to help, all while subtly chipping away at someone's self-esteem. However, a Sigma female can quickly recognize when feedback is genuine, or when it's an attempt to manipulate her perception of herself. She doesn't internalize these tactics because she's secure in her own identity, fully aware of her worth, and isn't easily shaken by outside opinions. When someone tries to make her doubt herself, she examines the situation objectively rather than reacting emotionally. This clarity frustrates narcissists, who are used to others questioning themselves under pressure. With a Sigma, their usual strategy of destabilizing confidence simply doesn't work. Her self-awareness means she can distinguish between constructive criticism and manipulation, allowing her to shut down attempts to undermine her. She's grounded in reality, not swayed by false praise or unjust criticism, and this makes her a difficult target for those who rely on creating chaos in others' minds. To a narcissist, encountering a Sigma's unwavering self-belief is unsettling. It highlights the contrast between their need for control and her independence. Her self-awareness blocks any attempt to warp her perception, making her immune to the psychological games narcissists rely on to control others. Number 7. Unbreakable reputation. Smear campaigns fall flat. Sigma females are practically unbreakable in the face of smear campaigns, and this resilience makes them a nightmare for narcissists. Narcissists and manipulators often rely on smear tactics to isolate and discredit those they cannot control. When they feel threatened or rejected, they spread lies and half-truths to damage someone's reputation, hoping to turn others against their target. Most people would be deeply affected by this, worried about their reputation or eager to set the record straight. But for a Sigma female, a smear campaign is nothing more than noise. Her sense of self-worth doesn't rely on the opinions of others, and she doesn't fall apart at the first sign of slander. A Sigma's strength lies in her unshakable confidence and her understanding of who she is. She doesn't waste energy defending herself against baseless accusations because she knows the truth eventually prevails. Instead of reacting emotionally or trying to convince everyone of her innocence, she remains focused on her goals and continues to live authentically. This calm, composed response frustrates narcissists, who are counting on her to react, get defensive, or even lash out. But her refusal to engage in their games leaves them powerless. Sigmas know that people who truly matter, the ones who are perceptive and loyal, will see through the lies. They trust that the truth will reveal itself in time and that anyone who believes the smear campaign was never truly in their corner. This level of self-assurance is rare, and it's something narcissists can't understand or control. They want a reaction, they want validation that their tactics are working. But when faced with a Sigma's unbreakable composure, they're left frustrated and defeated. In the end, the smear campaign falls apart without her participation. Her resilience, combined with her unwillingness to validate the narcissist's games, renders their strategy ineffective. The Sigma female's ability to stand firm in her truth, unaffected by slander, makes her a powerful force that narcissists simply cannot manipulate or undermine. Number 8. Unimpressed by status or charm. Impossible to seduce with facades. A Sigma female's refusal to be impressed by status or charm is a powerful quality that unnerves narcissists and manipulators. Narcissists thrive on superficial attributes like social standing, wealth, or their ability to charm and dazzle others. They use these traits as bait, expecting people to be drawn in, impressed, and eager to stay in their orbit. But a Sigma isn't swayed by surface-level displays. She sees through the facade, recognizing that status and charm are often just masks for insecurity or manipulation. This attitude of the Sigma female disrupts the usual power dynamic narcissists count on. Narcissists need people to admire them. They rely on others feeling a sense of awe or envy to feed their ego. When they encounter a Sigma who isn't impressed by their title, wealth, or charm, it's like hitting a wall. A Sigma evaluates people based on their actions, integrity, and substance, not their image. She knows that true worth isn't found in material success or polished words, and she isn't interested in following someone just because of what they own or the influence they project. This unshakable groundedness intimidates narcissists because it removes their primary leverage. When charm fails and status holds no weight, they're left exposed, unable to draw the reaction they crave. They may try to pull her in with flattery, boasting, or displays of power, but the Sigma's inner strength allows her to remain unfazed. Her self-respect is independent of anyone's validation, making her immune to tactics designed to impress or control. By not responding to status or charm, a Sigma female sends a clear message. She values authenticity over appearance, depth over decoration. This makes her nearly impossible to manipulate, as she sees past the illusion. To a narcissist, this is deeply unsettling. They find themselves at a loss, unable to find the usual openings they rely on, and realizing that they have no power over her. Number 9. Indifference to rejection. Invulnerable to narcissistic wounding. Sigma females don't flinch at rejection or abandonment, and this trait is a source of immense strength that terrifies narcissists. While most people may feel devastated or anxious when faced with rejection, a Sigma has a different perspective. She understands that rejection is often a part of life and not a reflection of her worth. This level of emotional resilience allows her to handle situations that would leave others shaken. When a narcissist tries to exert control by threatening rejection or using abandonment as a tactic, they quickly find that it has little effect on her. For a Sigma, rejection is simply a way to redirect her energy toward healthier relationships and opportunities. She views it as a natural filter, eliminating people who aren't meant to be in her life. When a narcissist attempts to dismiss her or threaten her with abandonment, she sees it as their weakness rather than her failure. This clarity allows her to move forward without hesitation, knowing that her value isn't tied to anyone else's opinion of her. This ability to brush off rejection not only frustrates narcissists, but also confounds them. They thrive on the emotional turmoil they create, hoping to see others scramble for approval or validation. But when a Sigma remains unfazed, it strips away their power. Their threats lose their sting, and their attempts to manipulate her feelings become futile. Her emotional independence makes her stand out. She knows that being rejected by someone who doesn't appreciate her is a blessing in disguise. While others may feel the sting of abandonment, she sees it as an opportunity to embrace her own path. This mindset leaves narcissists feeling vulnerable, as they realize they cannot control someone who refuses to be shaken by their antics. A Sigma's lack of fear surrounding rejection makes her a formidable presence, ensuring that those who try to manipulate her only end up revealing their own inadequacies. Number 10. Complete emotional independence. Narcissists can't tap in. Emotional independence is one of the most striking characteristics of Sigma females, making them nearly unreachable for narcissists and manipulators. While many people might cling to relationships or seek validation from others to feel whole, a Sigma stands apart. She doesn't derive her sense of self-worth from external sources. Instead, she is grounded in her own values, beliefs, and experiences. This deep-seated emotional independence allows her to navigate life with a confidence that is both liberating and intimidating to those who thrive on control. Narcissists often rely on emotional dependence to manipulate others. They create an environment of neediness and attachment, making their targets feel as though they cannot function without them. When faced with someone who possesses emotional independence, however, their tactics lose power. A Sigma female recognizes when someone is trying to pull her into a web of dependency. She sees through the facade of charm or love bombing and remains firmly anchored in her self-identity. Instead of being drawn into drama or chaos, she remains calm and centered, refusing to let anyone dictate her emotions. This emotional independence means that a Sigma is not easily swayed by guilt-tripping or emotional blackmail. When a narcissist attempts to elicit feelings of guilt to maintain control, she simply won't play along. Her emotional state is not contingent upon anyone else's approval or reactions. This resilience sends a clear message. She is in control of her own narrative. For narcissists, encountering a Sigma female can be unsettling. They quickly realize that their usual tactics have no effect. When they can't provoke an emotional response, they lose their grip on the situation. This realization can lead to frustration and even rage on their part as they are left grappling with someone who refuses to be ensnared by their manipulative games. The Sigma's emotional independence is not just a shield. It's a powerful force that keeps her safe and free, making her a formidable opponent to anyone who thrives on control. If you've enjoyed exploring the extraordinary qualities of Sigma females and want to dive deeper into topics that challenge conventional thinking and empower you, be sure to subscribe to our channel. By joining our community, you'll gain access to exceptional insights and content that inspires self-discovery and resilience. Don't miss out on the opportunity to enhance your understanding of the unique dynamics in relationships and personal growth. Hit that subscribe button and embark on this journey with us. Let's uncover the truths that empower us all to embrace our true selves. Thanks for watching and bye.